I'm here without cereal because it's tax day. I'm doing my taxes, as many of you guys have to do as well. And as you know, with this, it requires a whole day, and you're a little, unless you go pay someone, and then you still need half a day, and then you're just out money. But if you're like me and you like to do it yourself or try to figure it out with the help of our good friend TurboTax, then you waste a whole day and you snack on wheat thins all day. That's kind of what I've been doing. So I figured it was a good day to talk about taxes. There's a lot of plans out there when it comes to taxes. This is another one of those issues that's moot. I mean, you got X, Y, Z, A, B, D, F candidates all putting out tax plans. Read the Constitution. Congress handles the taxes through the House of Representatives and the Ways and Means Committee. The president can recommend, the Treasury Department can help write them. But if you're voting for a presidential candidate based on what they recommend for a tax plan, no. That's not how it works. You should vote for your representatives. And at the next, then maybe the senators, and the president really just kind of there, like I said, to make recommendations. But again, just all in the Constitution. It's there. You could read it. But our tax plan is convoluted. I mean, I'd be the first to agree. Does it really need a day of my life? I mean, 3 4 hours of my brain popping. I'm still got to work on the states. I just finished the federal, and it's so, you've been there. It's crazy. You got these deductions. This is the first year my wife and I had to do deductions for dependent care, for child care, because she went full time. So, I mean, but then that's limited. So why is that limited? Like, the max is $3,000 a year to claim for childcare. Well, I mean, what I pay for childcare is nobody's business. But if you call around the area I live in, like we did when we needed it, everybody was about $250 per kid a week. So $3,000 a max is 10 times less, or $3,000 a year max is 10 times less almost than what it costs around here for childcare. I was thinking about this with student loan interest. I know student loan interest is limited as well. So if you're going to a community college, it benefits you more than if you're going to a four-year school because the tuition costs would be lower, so you can claim a higher percentage of that as a deduction. This doesn't make any sense. If you're going to have something, it's got to make sense. And this is one of the problems with taxes on the federal level anyway. So you got this top-down approach where Washington, D.C. says, I know what the taxes are for everybody. Like when Obama a couple of years ago wanted to define what rich was, and he couldn't, and he kept changing his mind. Well, that's because, go on Zillow.com or Realtor.com and type in a three-bedroom house, 1.5 baths on a half acre in like 4 or 5 different states. And you're going to get a myriad of different prices. I mean, in my area, that might set you back $350,000, $400,000. In the middle of, farm country, somewheresville, anywheresville, America, that might be $80,000 or $90,000. And within the same state, I mean, look at New York City compared to Utica, compared to where I was a couple weeks ago out upstate in the Catskills, New York. It's crazy the differences, and to try to sell people what's expensive versus what's cheap versus what's rich versus what's poor. It doesn't really work on a federal level. I guess you need federal taxes. I have no problem with taxes that make sense, and I have no problem with taxes that are used wisely. The toss out there about the flat tax, I don't know if that's regressive. I mean, if it's you couldn't really have income. Well, I guess you could. It's certainly worth exploring by Congress. Hey guys, you should explore the flat tax. You should try to do something that makes more sense. I mean, that would make it easier if you just knew, even if it ended up being a little bit more for a guy like me. I think if I can get a day of my life back, and I don't like math, it hurts my head. So if I can get that back and just not have to worry about it, maybe I'd be on board with it. But I can understand that maybe some people would be concerned if it didn't work out in their favor. So I don't know. Not really much to say here. Again, I just want to point out the fact that once again, there's this issue that people toss out there about a million different ways, because there's an issue that's confusing and it doesn't need to be confusing. It's so many, you get these loopholes and all this stuff, this and that. And so where do I stand? I stand that Congress should do something, and I would make recommendations to them. I'd say, hey guys, why don't you guys look at the flat tax? Or when it comes to corporate taxes, yeah, you got to reduce them because you got to encourage corporations to come here. But you could make up so much. Even President Obama was right about eliminating corporate loopholes. That makes sense. I don't think they should, okay, we give homeowners deductions because we want to encourage homeownership. We give students deductions because we want to encourage them to go, oh, there's another stupid thing. So someone who's full-time in college can't take the child dependent care tax credit. So we want to encourage you to go to school, but you can't get any help with having people watch your kids while you go to school. So how are you supposed to actually do that? Again, very crazy stuff going on here. Um, my real target is to definitely admit that I'm a capitalist in not in the Rockefeller sense of let's just put people in sweatshops and be fine with it, but I believe in free enterprise. But that being said, you can't have the level, and if nobody's admitting the level of, I don't want the word inequality because it's a buzzword, but the dichotomy between the top class. I don't want to be a 1%er or a 99, whatever the heck that thing was, but there's a lot of stuff on top, and everybody in the middle doesn't seem to be getting much, and then who knows what there is at the end. Um, Sorry, I had to pause you there. My wife just came home. So, anyways, what was I talking about? Something? Oh yeah, level of inequality between the top and the bottom. I mentioned this before. You got people diving in the dumpster looking for a peach pit. You got people on their fifth yacht. It's not cool. I don't want. I'm not someone who's gonna say take away the yachts, but you got to do something about that. So maybe a use tax, and then but then you get into, well, how do you define what are you gonna put that? Are you gonna put that on a Hyundai? Or are you gonna put that on a Gulfstream? I think we could all agree on the Gulfstream, but then what's the middle ground and who decides that? So states kind of have to figure that out, I guess. Um, but again, all you can do in the executive branch is make recommendations, anyways. But you know where there is some good looking out? Hedge funds. Oh yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. We're not. I mean, what do you do? I'm in a hedge fund. I do stuff. You're betting. You're gambling. You should be taxed at capital gains rates. That's ridiculous. If you're not selling oil, why are you in the oil business? No, no, no. All you're doing is driving up the price for guys like me and people like everyone else like they're out there who relies on this stuff so that they keep their house warm. Mm-mm. No. So there's room where I have that free enterprise side of me which says don't take other people's stuff, and then there's the other side which is the realistic side where I like things that are common sense, and I think that it's kind of dumb that people can make tens of hundreds of millions of dollars in industries where the only thing they're doing is driving the cost of products up for the rest of the people that use them. So yeah, no, there's room there. So again, overall taxes, it's crazy system that we have here. I mean, how much money are these guys making off of us, anyways, to try to help us figure out this craziness? Even if you fix it on the federal level, which could only come from Congress, not from a guy like me, not from Trump, not from Hillary, not from Sanders, not from anyone else. Um, you still got your state taxes, you still got your local taxes, so you accountants out there would be safe. And then the municipalities could make it up. Is there extraordinary levels of wealth gaps in this country? Sure there are. Sure there are. To not admit that would be stupid. So everything needs to be addressed. Everything needs to be on the table. But I don't have a silver bullet because I told you I won't have silver bullets on things that don't involve me. And the tax code is the purview of the Congress. So I could make recommendations. I could stay on it. I could encourage them to stay on it. But at the end of the day, it's really got to be up to the American voter to not just listen to presidential candidates in terms of what are they saying about taxes, but actually start caring about midterm elections. They shouldn't have low turnout. They're probably more important for your life. So listen to those candidates, ask them questions about taxes, and vote with your feet. So anyways, from here in the middle of tax day, I bid you adieu, and I hope the next time I see you, I could have some, what did I get recently? I got some corn checks and honey bunches of oats with almonds. Yeah, probably that one next time. All right, take care. Peace out.